We all know how close love and hate can be. And while I absolutely hate helicopters, I absolutely love to shoot them down. And that made me very happy. Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder, to potentially the most perfect game that I've played in quite a while, but certainly this year so far. Welcome aboard the Strv 81 Rb52. That is the Swedish premium medium tank of 7.3 and rank 4. And the start is not the perfect game, but it's a tribute. Let me know in the comment section who got that reference. Today we will talk about the Swedish tech tree again, then also the perfect game, and I'll show you the Highgrounds. So with that out of the way, what is so great about this tank? Why do I absolutely love it? Well, first of all, it is basically a Centurion Mark III, but with extra rockets, and the same premium tank was essentially with a different skin already there quite a while ago in the British tech tree. So that is why I'm quite familiar with this tank, and I have also quite a lot of fond memories of that time. And so with the Carnarvon, this used to be an absolute bully of a lineup at 6.7 back in the days, and you kind of see why this is unfair. First of all, you still have some decent mobility, not great but not terrible. Then there is the fact that you have some bouncy trollish armor, and then there is your firepower. The combination of this wonderful 20 pounder with its 6.3 second reload, APDS and a stabilizer is just nasty, especially because in my experience this APDS just kills. The shrapneling seems to be better than on the 105 very infamously widely distributed L7 gun. And while this is a really good gun, things like these can also happen. If this would have been an APHE shell, I probably would have killed this guy. And while I'm really good with the flight trajectory of the APDS rounds, and for me a scope that kind of just works, I just don't finish this guy even after 3 shots. And also look at this. This shot basically killed me. Keep that in mind when you see then the following gameplay, because it could have ended in multiple ways. So while I did my best in the following gameplay, there was certainly also a good portion of luck. Ladies and gentlemen, the following gameplay is condensed down to roughly 10 minutes, and it used to be 17 minutes. I cut out the parts where literally nothing happened, but trust me, there are some seriously great shots. So in today's battle we are on this beautiful map that is kind of large but kind of also small, and you kind of will see where I'm going, because it is just one of my favorite positions that can be compromised quite quickly, but if the team plays together it also just provides you with a lot of advantages. To still use those advantages, to know what you're doing, that is also still one of those other things that you have to keep in mind. So Finland it is, how appropriate, because I am grinding still the Swedish tech tree, and a new line has been introduced that I have to finish, which consists of Finnish tanks. Yeah, you see why this is funny. You know, I'm German, we don't actually make good jokes. Okay, moving on. Here I am going for B, the central cap, and just I know that there is it's very likely that somebody comes around, and yeah, the shell does not go through. A very thin piece of metal kind of absorbs the shell, but we get it into the turret front of the IS-6, and then he does some harakiri, lower glacis. It is beautiful. So this tank just gives you so many options, and the 20 pounder APDS with roughly 280 millimeters of penetration, it just does the job. So while we are tracked, we're about to cap the cap and then as you can see the repair cost almost halves, so that is quite the advantage. I think that repair times in War Thunder are overall too long, even for good crews, and then we get it into the hull of the Tiger II, and then it was exactly that split second that I didn't have. I lose my turret ring and gunner, but we can repair faster and also recall a crew member. Now, the only big problem is here, and that is a very old mechanic in War Thunder, that I will recall my commander while my loader and also my gunner are injured. And with them being injured, you know, the loading speed increases and the turret traverse decreases. Because you can't push the button hard if your leg is injured. It's gaijin. Just don't ask it. I made videos years ago about that, but that's just how it is. And this is what I'm talking about. There it is. There is the high ground. See, this ridgeline is absolutely filthy, because if you spawn from the south, you have this very good opportunity to have very effective crossfire, but also decent cover, whereas the other side doesn't have the same exact, you know, position on the other side, which is highly asymmetrical and unfair. So here it really starts. Patience, listening to the sounds of enemy tank engines, and just preparing, angling your hull in the right direction, and also, hello there, taking good lead. So this is just such a great position, and I expected to get some kills here. I expected to really perform well here, but it always can end quite quickly. A tank that comes from A, but sadly this time my team is right there in the rock trench, if you will, and so I only have to look into one direction, but also there could be somebody on the ridgeline over there coming to C or coming from C, and so you really have to pay great attention. Dropping an RT strike, because why not? And planes are in the air. And it's Pulpzerstörer, the one with the 50mm. You actually have to watch out, because they can kill you. And oh, beautiful, beautiful one shot. And you just can see how good the fragmentation is. This was not an ammo rack, that was a clear crew kill. So obviously I think to myself, there's quite a bit going on around to my right now, and those planes are really, really annoying. There is a Stuka coming in, and there is not really that much that can effectively do. And there is at least, oh, there are actually two Pulpzerstörer. Oh boy, seems like I have to do something about this high German plane population. Stuka is not going for me. Take aim, and we get the tail, and there it is. Kill number 6. So, couple of minutes later, my team has kind of diminished, but we're still there. The T-34 is retreating, and this is also something nice, that you have this good gun depression, and we get the BMP-1, who thought that he could rush the T-34 because it has quite a long reload. And I just love one-shotting those things, right? So far, nothing really outstanding. Now, the really difficult part will come in just a moment. But here, you know, there is just one thing. Do you really need to win harder? And this is where patience and experience comes in. Because the enemy can spawn quicker and quicker, while for your team it takes longer and longer to get to the front line or the area of engagement. And I know that he is there around the ridgeline, and then the T-34 just one-shots him while I distracted him. So that's also some sort of team play, just not being rewarded on my end with a kill. But watch this. I saw that on A there is something, so I expect the enemies to come around there, and then, you know, versus thin armor, I have the worst of luck. You know, and I'm wiggling my turret, trying to not do anything, and then he gets my gunner. I smoke up, I reverse, drop an RT strike, drop another smoke line, and I reload. And I think it's around about now where I hear that one shot splashes against the rock. There it is. Yeah. So I go in, and then maybe you didn't see it, but there were a few pixels that looked a bit different, and I took the chance. I took the shot, and sometimes you get the golden shot. And then we continue, and I expect that the people at A might also move in this area, so I have to really pay attention. But with the stabilizer, you have such an advantage on the move versus tanks that don't have it. So that's a tank wreck. Okay, he's dead. But what's with that guy? Now he's dead as well, but just now. Okay. So this is really, really important because I don't want to lose this game. And I know what I'm about to do is a very high risk move. Because, you know, now there is nobody anymore to distract the enemies, to get them to pay attention forward, so basically to the south. But there is a T-44. And, well, we got him. We disabled him, and then let's put the shot straight through the hull. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's why I absolutely love the 20-pounder. It kind of feels like cheating. Not quite, but just good enough. So then again, we took out the time frame where we just capped, and nothing happened. And now there's also some action on B. And I decide to also investigate that cap. So there's the target 2P, and then I just concentrated so much forward that I did not see that an IS-2 was killed, but I also have no idea where the target 2P was. So I thought to myself that that guy should be like the target 2P, so this is why I just look still in this direction, and I'm really confused why now the Type 75 SPH is coming that way. Okay. So that's another cap that we cap, and sadly I cannot recall another crew, right? And that's the third cap, and I would love to be rewarded for this. And so that's it. 10 kills, 3 caps, survivor, nearly 3,300 score, and with a premium account but no booster, we get 16,000 RP and 154,000 silver lines. What a great match. Now, it didn't look that intense maybe, but when you're just there, sitting there, just trying to figure out where is the next enemy, you really don't want to die, you really, really want to win this match, you have to take chances, and then for once, misfortune is actually misfortune. It's just great when it works out, and that made me happy. It's been a while since I had such a game, especially when you're fighting tanks with APHE that potentially can one-shot you, whereas you might sometimes roll the dice. For me, that was a perfect game. And I know that there are games out there with many more kills, with much more action, but this is just how you have to play to win. Methodically, and just using your situation awareness, your experience, look at the minimap, communicate with your team, and you have a great time. And that's it for me today, so thanks for watching, thanks for listening, I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. Why not give it a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other on the waves, in the skies, and on the battlefields of War Thunder.